Today I wanted to go over the virtual RINEX tool that's available to you on SBC. This tool can be used to post-process short baselines, data that was collected for short durations like 15-minute observations on a control point. From what I was told, this could be used for projects that involve a scanner where the scanner is occupying a point for a short amount of time. I don't know if that scanner's collecting RINEX data at the same time as it's scanning, or they're collecting the data after the scan or before the scan is done. But it's basically used for short baseline post-processing. I wanted to compare the results from the post-processing to just taking straight RTN shots using the network solutions, which would be the MSM4 or the IMAX or the MAX solutions, to see what the difference is. So in order to use this tool, you'll need to go to Spider Business Center, SBC, and under the post-processing tools, you'll see RINEX data. And I have a short project set up on a trail here. This probably isn't the most ideal project for a scanner, but I just wanted to set it up quick for this example. I have mag nails set at points 1, 2, 3, and 4, which I observed first with RTN network real-time collection for 5 seconds. Then I turned over to a static observation, 15 minutes on each point, and then I took another 5-second shot on each point. So there's a little bit of separation. I ended up taking 3 shots on each point, 3 5-second shots on each point, just to kind of compare. And I'll get to that later in the video on those results. So as you can see, the virtual RINEX station was dropped into the project near the center. So let's go back to the Spider Business Center. Let's give this project a name. I did this a few times already. The name really doesn't matter. It's totally up to you. Now, I collected this data on the 4th of April, or sorry, yeah, 4th of April. And I started collecting somewhere around, 11:45. So I'm going to start at the top of the hour, and then I'm going to get like three hours worth of data. Oops. Pretty sure I was done by 1400 hours. Look up here at the top right corner, you'll see the data availability. Now, if this was a lower number, you would see these sites as being red, which means during this time frame, data was not available. This was a good day for my project. All the sites had data, especially the ones surrounding my site. So I'm going to zoom into my project site, which is this trail. And I'm going to click Virtual RINEX. And as you can see, that drops in a pin. You can move it to wherever you want to move it to. I'm going to put it in the middle of my project. Just for this example, it's up to you as to where you want to put it at, but I would assume putting it in the middle of your control points would be the best solution. Then we're going to give the point a name. It's totally up to you what to name it. Name it'll still work. And I'm going to keep it at 1 second observation rate. I mean, this is a pretty small site, so it shouldn't be too much of a storage hog if you keep it at 1 second. If you zoom out, you'll see the blue reference stations are the sites that's going to be used to compute that virtual reference station. So zoom back in, and as you can see, you'll have all 4 constellations, if available, for this file. Then we're going to go ahead and hit submit and then confirm that, and it's going to take you to the results page right here under post-processing. I've done this a few times, so it doesn't take too long to process this data, and when that comes up, you can just hit the download button and it will drop it into your downloads file so you can copy it into your project. I was using Leica Infinity software for post-processing. I have my 4 control points collected. I only had 1 rover at the time, so I just kind of staggered the time. And so the virtual reference station covers all the span of all 4 for post-processing. If I had another rover, I could do them all two at a time. Just for this example, this is just how I did it. So I just post-processed everything according to that virtual reference station, and the results came out pretty good. I compared them 2 different ways. I have a spreadsheet here, and I'm sorry if the spreadsheet doesn't make sense to most people, but what I have here on the left are the coordinates from that post-processing with the virtual RINEX tool. In the middle here are the 3 shots that I took that day, before, after, and then another shot further later on in the day to compare the virtual RINEX post-process points to just a straight network solution. And then over here I have the data from using the computation tool at SBC. With that, all I did was drop the observation files into this computation tool, and it spit out a report. I just copied the points into there. Unfortunately, the reports only come back as metric, so you'll need to do the conversion from metric to US survey foot in order to get that to work properly. So as you can see, my results turned out pretty good. The reason why the first shots are all red, the first time I averaged out all the shots and compared them to the virtual RINEX point, I had a huge discrepancy. I couldn't figure out what the best was. And as I did a little bit more investigating, I realized that for some reason, the first observation was off. And this would be a good time to remind you to take multiple observations on your control in different parts of the day, and to make sure that you are still within your accuracies that you desired for your project. So in order to check my points, I only averaged the last 2 points. I threw out the outlier because that was obviously a bad shot. And as you can see, my comparison between the coordinates match really well. These are all in US feet, so I'm happy with the results there. I'd like to also remind you, if you still want some more information on things that are available to you at the RTN in SBC in particular, make sure you check out our RTN homepage and the RTN resources. Check out these links. There's a lot of useful information here for users of the Iowa RTN. I hope this information was helpful, and if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. Thanks.